talk about this model. Now, as you can see in this model, we have part of the duodenum, right? First part, second part, third part, and fourth part. Duodenum. Then we have the pancreas and the spleen. So now in this model, you have to know certain specific things, and we will be talking about them one by one. We'll start with the duodenum. As we said, the C-shaped duodenum is holding the head of the pancreas in the C of the duodenum. Now, as we said, this is the first part, second part, third part, and fourth part. It is around 10 inches in length. All of this is retroperitoneal except the first inch and the last inch. Except the first inch and the last inch. Total length is 10 inches. Only the first inch and the last inch is intraperitoneal, inside the peritoneum. Other than that, all the 8 inches are behind the peritoneum. Secondly, you can see gallbladder forming the cystic duct. Now, gallbladder has got some parts like fundus, body, neck. Neck continues as cystic duct. Now, there are two ducts which are coming from above from the liver. So, these are right and left hepatic ducts. Now, these two ducts join together to form common hepatic duct. Now, this cystic duct from the gallbladder join with this common hepatic duct to form a larger common bile duct. Now, common bile duct lies behind the pancreas. Then it has to enter into the head of the pancreas to reach and open into the second part of the duodenum, right? So it is formed above, then it goes behind the pancreas. It has to enter the pancreas or head of the pancreas to reach the second part of the duodenum here. Clear? Now, as we said, the whole of the hepatobiliary system comprises of ducts from the liver and ducts from the gallbladder. They combine together to form the common bile duct, which is opening in the second part of the duodenum. Now, in the pancreas, if you see, this is the head of the pancreas. This is the uncinate process of the pancreas, which is projecting downwards. Then we have the body and the tail of the pancreas in relation with the hilum of the spleen. These are the parts of the pancreas. Now, pancreas is endocrine as well as exocrine organ. So, endocrine part will secrete hormones. Exocrine part, the juices, will be drained by the pancreatic duct. Here what you can see, this white structure is the main pancreatic duct. Now, this main pancreatic duct joins with the common bile duct. You can see the green structure and the white structure. The white one is main pancreatic duct, which joins with the common bile duct to form a dilatation, and this dilatation is called as ampulla of Vater, which opens into the major duodenal papilla in the second part of duodenum. Then you can see that uncinate process and lower part of the head of the pancreas is draining through another duct which is called as accessory pancreatic duct. Now this is opening in minor duodenal papilla. Okay, so we have two papilla in the second part of duodenum, minor for the accessory pancreatic duct and major for the ampulla of Vater, which is formed due to joining of main pancreatic duct and common bile duct. Now this is major and this is minor duodenal papilla in the second part of the duodenum. Then you can see some of the vessels here, right, onto the third part of the duodenum anteriorly. These two are superior mesenteric artery and superior mesenteric vein, right. Here what you can see is celiac trunk giving branch to the liver above. This is hepatic arteries. Then it is giving branch to the spleen. This is splenic artery, and this is the celiac trunk, and it gives a branch to the stomach, which is not shown in this model. So in this model we can see this celiac trunk giving a branch to the liver, hepatic artery, to the spleen, the splenic artery, and one more branch, left gastric artery, which is going to the stomach. Then we will see the relation of pancreas with this tortuous artery. Splenic artery is tortuous because we have anteriorly stomach. So stomach is a organ which is dilated. So whenever it is dilating, it can cause pressure onto the splenic artery. That's why it is tortuous. Now, if you look at the superior border of the pancreas is related with the splenic artery. So this becomes a very important relation. Then we'll go on to the spleen. Now spleen, here you can see this is the anatomical position of all these structures. These two are retroperitoneal structures outside the peritoneum, and the spleen is inside the peritoneum, covered by the peritoneum. It's an hemopoietic organ, and as you can see here, this spleen, this is the anatomical position. Now we'll go for the borders. This is the anterior border of the spleen, which is notched. It is not smooth, it is notched due to segmental origin in the embryonic life. Then we have the lateral surface, anterior surface and posterior surface. We have anterior notched border, posterior border and the medial border which has got hilum. Medial border which has got hilum. Now lateral surface is related with ribs, rib cage and diaphragm. It is smooth. Anteriorly, as we know, stomach is here. So this is for the gastric impression or for the stomach impression. Posteriorly, if you see, this area is directly onto the left kidney. So this area is for the renal impression. So anteriorly what we have? We have the impression for the stomach, gastric impression, and posteriorly here we have the renal impression. Inferiorly, this part is for the splenic flexure of the colon. So the transverse colon is becoming descending colon here. So this is colic impression. So again, this is for the diaphragms and the ribs. This is anterior or the gastric relation, posterior or the renal impression, inferiorly colic impression, and on the hilum we have the tail of the pancreas. Now in the hilum of the spleen there are certain structures which are going and coming out. As you can see, the splenic artery is going inside to supply with the segmental branch to the spleen. Then splenic vein, you can see splenic vein which is coming out, right? Then you can see there are two ligaments, one which is connecting it to the stomach, gastrosplenic ligament, and one which is connecting it to the kidney, so that is splenorenal ligament. So we have two ligaments, gastrosplenic ligament to the stomach and leno or splenorenal ligament to the kidney, right? Then we'll talk about the, as I said, I mentioned about this is which vessels? These are superior mesenteric artery and superior mesenteric vein, as we can see here. Now we'll trace this. This is anteriorly seen and then this is posteriorly seen. So you know that this segment is superior mesenteric vein and superior mesenteric artery. Now as we are going above, right, you can see the splenic vein which is coming here and joining with the superior mesenteric vein, right? So splenic vein and superior mesenteric vein behind the neck of the pancreas, they are forming portal vein. So portal vein is formed behind the neck of the pancreas by the joining of splenic vein and superior mesenteric vein, right? Now you can see one more vein coming into the splenic vein. This is inferior mesenteric vein. So we have superior mesenteric vein, inferior mesenteric vein and splenic vein joining together to form the portal vein. So portal vein is formed behind the neck of the pancreas by the joining of splenic and superior mesenteric vein. Clear about this model? This is what you have to remember. Thank you very much.